How in the world do you stay motivated to write? Because today is just not one of those days where I feel like doing it. But anyhow, let's jump in and see if we can find some of that passion. Okay, so my name is Harry Hawkins, and I'm gonna invite you in to see how I keep myself writing. What we're looking at here is what I call my story seeds. If you're just joining the channel, you may have not seen this before, but oh dear, used to call them Genesis seeds. Sorry if you saw that. My little secret, I guess, is out now. But essentially, what we do is we're going to ask a few questions, and I'm going to just kind of bring you along. So, what I'm doing is I'm going to be looking at chapter 3 for my book 2 in my series with the Spirits of the Scroll Saga, the Stir of Ember series. And so I was done with book 2, and in editing it, I added some elements that forced me to basically start all over. So, but you got to do it. If you know you can make it better, you might as well, right? Otherwise, you're just going to give the reader a horrible experience. So anyway, okay, enough of that. So chapter 3, we got to look. As a matter of fact, let me pause this and go look and find out what in the world was chapter 3 supposed to be about. Because I need to see who was supposed to do that. So just pause. We'll be right back. Okay, so I lied. Here's the thing. I'd already written about half of the chapter that I wanted. That's going to be chapter 3. So after reviewing my notes, what I realized was I stopped here because what happened was I had a character who broke someone else out of prison, but I wasn't really sure about her motivation, and so I stopped because I wanted to make sure that I was communicating that to the reader, which was kind of hard since I wasn't sure about it. So how are we going to do this? I will show you what we're going to do. So first we're going to have the character's name. We're going to start with who, and in this case, this is Inca. Is her name. So on the next part of the story seeds is you start with, well, in this case, a character. Now step 2, what are 2 things that are true about this character? Inca is an OVU operator, basically special forces, and she is on a top secret mission to rescue, let's say free. Let's just say free. I don't know if you need to be rescued. Free Bilal. Now, for those of you who don't know, boy, that is sloppy. It's hard for me to write this big. Okay. For those of you who don't know, Bilal was one of the side characters from my first novel. And he basically had orchestrated a failed coup. And in the end of the book 1, he was arrested, and we're not exactly sure what happened to him at the end of book 1. So book 2, we're picking up with his story, and also one of the other side characters, Ithiel the prophet, who was instrumental in the first book. And so we're going to spend time with the 2 of these characters and their story in book 2. Okay, so we have Inca. Back to the task in hand. We have Inca, who is an OVU operator. Let's move an OVU operator. So she's special forces, what have you. And what is true about her, she's on a top secret mission to free Bilal. Okay, so the third step is, now that we know who we're talking about, we know 2 true things about that character. The next step is answering the question for those 2 things. Why are those things true? Why is she an OVU operator? She was recruited at a young age. And recruited is a bit strong. She was actually kidnapped. And conscripted might be a better way to put it. Now, She doesn't know she was kidnapped. Spoiler. Sorry. But she'll find that out eventually. But she was. It's important to the plot. So sorry if you were hoping to just get that from the book. Um, what else is true about? Why were these other things true? Why is she rescuing Belial? She was commanded by her superior, Celeste. And what else is? Let's see. We said she's on a top secret mission to free Belial. Watching a top secret mission. Um, how much does she know at this point? She was just given an order. She knows he's important. I'm going to say she doesn't know a whole lot yet, but she knows she's supposed to get Belial out of prison and then meet up with Celeste. And so, and because an over operator, she's on a top secret mission to free Belial. She was rescued, getting conscripted. Okay. Her country is trying to secretly control things. Does she know that? I think so. What's the third why? She was recruited, kidnapped, conscripted. That's why she's an over operator. She was commanded by her superior Celeste to free Belial. And we'll just say otherwise. She's on her way to deliver him. All right. Is that enough? Still didn't get to her motivation though. So let's keep going. We'll do this again. Yep. Okay. Okay, so we'll continue this. So I typically use my story seeds until I get to a point where I understand exactly what I need to do to write, and I'm searching for that motivation. Haven't gotten there yet. So we're going to go to the step one. Oh dear. That was a note from last time. Thought we erased that. So we're going to work on Inca again. Two things that were true. Oh dear. You can pretend like you didn't see all those other notes. Matter of fact, we might as well go ahead and do step 3 and just erase this too. Okay. Okay, so go back. We're on Inca. All right, so Inca, what are two things that are true about her? We're going to use this one that we talked about in the middle where she was commanded. Uh-oh. That's a horrible star. She was commanded by her superior Celeste to free Belial. Let's focus on that because that's what's happening in this book. Excuse me, chapter 3. So she was commanded to free Belial. So she is working to deliver her. We're going to call him a captive to Celeste. And what's her motivation here? That's really what the problem is. She typically works in a group of 3, and this is like that squad is like her family. So her love interest is there, and also the other members like a brother to her. So what's true? She wants to be reunited. Okay. So why are these two things true. Why is she working to free Bilal? It was her last mission, or it is. It is her last mission. Before she can go home, in a sense. And I'm not exactly sure right now if she's going to be going home or she's going to be reunited, but we'll go with it. Why are these things true? Supposed to be around with her squad. She wants to be reunited. She's been separated. Let's just say for 5 years. We'll figure that out. We might change the number of years, but she's been separated for a period of time. Why else is this true? It was her last mission before she could go home. She's been separated for 5 years. What's another reason? So last mission before she can go home. She's been separated for 5 years. Yeah, I'll just write down what I already said about one being her lover, the other one being her brother. So one member is her love, the other like a brother. Okay, so in this third chapter, what we have is we have the first part where she has, Inca has freed Bilal from prison. So she's achieved that first part. And now we need her to, the second part really to do with her motivation, right? What is she doing? Why is she doing it? And so some of the internal dialogue as she begins to find out where Celeste is, I think would be helpful to that. So this is essentially how I'm able to, one, make sure that I am writing and kind of staying on track. And also this is something that allows me to, I think, really keep my passion going, right? It may not be obvious from this video, but that's because I ate in the middle, and I think I'm done for the evening. So yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Appreciate you. Talk to you later.